everyone. I am here with my very good friend, Karen Klabunde. She actually attended Suite Soirée and is now coming back for Press Pause. She's a very good friend of mine. Actually, she works for Renewal by Anderson. So whereas some people who attend are entrepreneurs, Karen is actually on the leadership team at that organization. And so I thought it would be really fun for us to spend a few minutes with her and have her share with everybody how cool it is to take these clarity breaks, to step away, press pause, pardon the pun,
Pause.
right? And do an offsite retreat with me.
With Kelly.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about it. You did not hesitate. When I first shared with you that I wanted to do a retreat, and again, that was my first one, so a lot of risk. We have no idea if it's going to work out, if it's going to be great or not.
Right.
And you didn't even hesitate.
Done. All in.
Okay, why?
Because it's you.
Okay, well, there might be some bias. Okay, cool. Well, you also drove up there, chose to go by yourself, not caravan with a bunch of folks, because you shared that you really wanted to just get centered and get focused for what was about to happen because you had never been to one of these before, right? Okay, so you arrive, and what were your expectations? Did you have any?
I had none. I used that drive on the way up to purposely shake off everything, decompress, open up, make myself really nice and clean for whatever happened.
Yeah.
And I was ready.
Okay.
I wanted to make myself ready.
So sometimes people go to these things with expectations. You just were like, whatever's going to happen is going to happen, and you were open to it. What would you say once you got there? Did you feel like you were in the right room?
Absolutely. I walked in and was greeted by Sarah, who was amazing energy, and it's like, where's Kelly? Where's Kelly? And I walked into a beautiful space.
It was beautiful.
It was.
You know, that I think that's a lot of it too, is the environment. And I feel like we really landed on something magical there.
Right.
And if I can continue to have it there, I absolutely will, because I feel it's perfect for what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're there. We have opening circle. We say leave all your crap at the door. And everybody honored that. I think that was one of the things that you had mentioned even after the retreat, that really sort of set the tone.
Yes.
Right? For people to be able to be open and vulnerable and to share. A couple of questions I have for you. Do you feel that you got an equal balance of rest and relaxation and learning? Would you say that they were balanced?
Yeah, I liked the fact that we knew, or that at 3:00 we were on our own. Mm-hmm. You know, the expectation of what was going to happen throughout the day, but yet it was scheduled, but then not scheduled. You know, this is what we're going to do. And whatever happened in the moment. I liked that it wasn't really super structured, but then there was a certain schedule where, like you said, you know,
Mm-hmm.
3:00 I can go do whatever I want.
Well, and I think one of the things that I really wanted to make sure was clear to everybody was that we were going to have micro spotlights. There were going to be moments sprinkled throughout both days that were teachable moments, ways to interact in a professional way to sort of grow professionally and personally. But every single thing was optional. So if you wanted to be there, you could. And if you didn't want to, you didn't have to. And I was pleasantly surprised that everybody chose to participate. But some stepped away for a minute and then came back. I thought it was nice.
It was nice. That's another thing that I didn't mention also, is that everything was optional. So there was no pressure to do anything. You could just kind of go in there and just go with the flow. And you know, at first I didn't know if I was going to join in every single situation, but I did. The first one, and that as soon as I sat down there, I'm like, I'm going to everything. I'm going to absorb everything. These women are wonderful, and it was a great space and great energy.
It really was.
It was.
I know. Okay, so there were lots of fun things that happened, and as you know, I am going to be changing up my my experience makers right, to keep content fresh for each one. We do have repeat experience makers because they were so fabulous, like Annie Marie's headshots. I mean, come on.
Come on. When I change those on my profile pictures, I can't even, you can't, wow, where did you have that done?
Yeah, exactly. I know.
I know.
And they're free.
I know.
And she is expensive. And she should be, because she's a multi-award winner.
And she didn't take 5 million pictures. You know, she took a few pictures,
But
and that's
they're
how talented she is. You know,
crazy good.
I know, yes.
Crazy good. Okay, so then we have all of these sessions, mind, body, spirit, but then also my sessions are the heady ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we do the whole Remarkability DNA, which, I mean, what did you think?
Love. I have my cards on my desk, and I read them every day.
It's cool, right?
I love it.
We're going to do that again. Only this time we're going to do a deeper dive. Everyone is going to do their DNA ahead of time. And so the time while that we're there is a deeper dive. And I can't wait to share what that's going to be like. Okay, so then fast forward and we do mastermind. I know. Okay, so to set the table for people, if you've not ever heard or participated in one, a mastermind session is where we unpack and repack our biggest either personal or professional challenges. Mm-hmm. And everyone gets to identify theirs. We try to tackle as many as we can, given the time that we have.
We did them all.
We did. It was a smaller group and we were able to do them all. But how did you feel about that?
I had a moment. I had a breakthrough.
Yeah.
I had a breakthrough. Not going to share it. Very personal.
Of course.
I cried, and because it opened up everything.
It changed everything.
It was one statement, and when I cried because it was overwhelming, which was wonderful, the one of the moments that I had was I was just sitting there, and like as soon as it happened, there was like women around me hugging me. Mm-hmm. And it was good.
Yeah. And it changed everything.
Changed a ton of things.
Yeah, exactly. It was powerful.
It was very powerful.
And we're doing that again, obviously. And then we finished it with a little bit of creativity because, you know, I am aesthetically motivated and I'm a visual learner, so I need that kind of stuff.
Right.
And so I was able to get from Bowl Tuesday these Luxe vision boards.
Yes.
Did you like that?
I loved it. I have mine right on my desk at work, and I look at it all the time throughout the day, and I just will read one thing that says, you know, I belong here. Yes, Karen, yes. You know, all of those little cards that I have on there, I read them daily.
Yeah.
I read at least one a day. Just affirmation.
Well, and I think to visualize, it just sort of helps keep things in perspective and then helps you achieve, right?
Right.
And how to grow. Cool. Okay, so like, let's get to the important stuff. What did you think about the food?
The food, yes.
It was good, right?
Yes.
And we get this really pampered situation because Chef Jen, who is a private chef, will be there.
Over the moon.
Yeah, creating our meals, all of them. So we're perfectly pampered. But this time we have a very fun, unique food situation. Let's call it that. I don't know if any of you have seen the movie Nona's, but I watched it with my parents. And many of you know who follow me that my mom is Italian. And we post all of the food that we make for holidays and every, you know, if you breathe air, you gotta make the manja, right? I had an epiphany because I'm a sucker for a theme. And I thought all of the retreats I do, they're going to have a unique theme. So Press Pause is going to be all of my mom's recipes, which is cool because you've had many of them over the years.
Yes.
But how fun will this be?
That's going to be really fun.
I know.
That's going to be a fun little twist.
Yeah. Yeah. So
What is
I'm
like
excited.
Italian food?
Well, I don't know. maybe some people. But if you don't like Italian food, you probably shouldn't. I'm just saying. Okay, so before we wrap, did you have any big aha, any major epiphany? Like if you were to bottle the entire experience, what do you think your biggest takeaway was?
I'll put it into a couple of words. It was powerful. I felt validated. I felt like I belonged. I belong where I am. I deserve a seat at any table I want, and I can be that. I can do that.
And so you're going to do that.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. And so you're like, I'm going to be at the next one because I can.
Because I can. I deserve to be there.
You absolutely
I
deserve
do.
it. And you know what? There's just something really lovely about stepping away, like how we started out this conversation. It's very difficult to get clear on things when you are surrounded by your natural surroundings.
Right.
Like you cannot, I think it's a different vibe.
It is, and you know, another thing that's continuing in my life, in my day, in my job, in my career, is when I'm having those moments at work where I'm like, oh, I'm going to pull my hair out. You know, we all have them. I look at my board, I look at my vision board, or I'll look at my cards, and it snaps me out of it. Instead of letting me go down into that, you know, it'll snap me out. It keeps me at that top level.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, so my goal, Karen, is that I'm going to surprise you again at the next one.
You are? I'm so excited.
I know.
Yes.
Because it has to be magical.
It has to be. And you know what? The women that attend make it that way too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because they're all in. Wonderful women.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Thank you for taking the time today.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
And if you are on the fence at all, what would you say to people if they're on the fence?
Just do it. Lean in. Lean in really hard. It's worth it. It's worth it. It is.
I think so too.
It changed my outlook.
Mm-hmm. So for more information, go to letspresspause.com or DM me. I am around. I'm available. And if you wanted to hear it right from Karen's mouth, I'm sure she would be happy to chat with any of you.
Love it. I would love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, ride up with us. We'd love for you to join. We'll see you soon, maybe?
We will see you soon. You'll
Okay.
see me.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.